Hello friends, welcome to GCA. Hope you all are doing good. So this is the second part of my recent SSB experience at Selection Center East Allahabad. And last week I uploaded part 1 where I covered about my screening test as well as my stay in Allahabad. And if you have not watched that video, the link is available in the I button. And I suggest you to watch the stage 1 video before proceeding to this stage 2 video. So in this video, I'm going to cover up my testing experience from day 2, that is from the psych test, to day 5, that is till conference. And here I will not waste your time in explaining about the conduct of tests, that is how tests are conducted at SSB. Instead, I will only discuss about my testing experience, that is how was my psych test, then what were the GD and lecturer topics, and what were the questions that were asked to me in personal interview. And along with it, I have also noted down some questions that were asked to other candidates and the lecturer topics that were asked to them. So this video is going to be very important for you. So please watch this video till the end to gain full benefit. So again, without wasting any time, let us start. So after the stage 1 results, that is out of total 179 reported, 21 got screened in and my new chest number was 12. So as repeaters are aware that after getting screened in, we are required to fill certain number of forms which include 3 copies of PIQ form, forms like identity form and previous SSB history form. So after documentation and form filling, there was a group photo. Now this was a change because earlier the group photo is clicked on day 2, that is before the psych test. So this time the group photo was clicked on the day 1 itself. Now after the group photo, there was an allotment of rooms. We were moved to 19 SSB barracks and there was a body temperature checking because the COVID norms are properly followed in SSB. So the night before the psych test, actually I did nothing. I just analyzed my blank story and self-description that I already prepared in advance, and it hardly took around 15 to 20 minutes. And I slept by around 10:30 because I was already very tired and I wanted to keep myself fresh before the psych test. So on the day 2, that is on the psych test, I got up early around 4. Then I did meditation for around 15 to 20 minutes. Then the reporting time was 6:30 in front of testing hall and the test started at 7 a.m. So in my last SSB for SSC Tech 54, in which I got conference out, my performance in psych test was not up to the mark because of my slow writing speed. As we all are aware that writing play a major role in psych test. So because of my slow writing speed, I was not able to complete my responses. So thereby, in last 7 to 8 months, I worked very much on my writing speed because this was my last attempt and I don't wanted to leave anything. So the practice which I did in last 7 to 8 months showed a result this time. So the first in the psych test was TAT, that is the thematic perception test, and this is my favorite test in psych series, and I can say this is one of the most easiest tests in SSB interview because in this we don't have to prepare anything in advance except the blank story. We just have to observe carefully and on the basis of our life experiences we have to make story. So that is why it is one of the most easiest. So in TAT I follow a very simple strategy. I just observe the picture carefully, note down certain features, for example the background of the picture, then the emotions of the character. Then I focus on writing realistic stories which are applicable in daily life. Actually simple story does not mean that we just have to describe the picture. Actually it means stories which are applicable in daily life, that is the stories should be full of actions, that is there should be a hero should be solving the the kind of problem which is there in a particular situation. For example, there should be a challenge in the picture. So some of the themes which I remember which were there in my TAT, the first was a man in coat pant. Actually he was standing near a window and he was looking outside, and outside there was a scene of hilly area. Then another scene which is always there in SSB is of accident scene, and there was accident scene of collision between a cycle and a car. Then another scene of there was a office scene where a boy was interacting with a girl. Then there was another picture of a beach where a picnic type of scene was there. Then the picture which I have faced many a times in SSB before, the no vacancy board picture. This is very important picture. Then another is man was standing in front of mirror. Then a boy was drowning, 3 to 4 friends were playing nearby and a boy was drowning and he was screaming for help. This was the picture. So these were the themes which I remember. And finally the blank story, I was able to complete it within the time because I already prepared it. And in short, I can say for TAT, more the experiences you have, better will be your thought process and more mature your stories will be. So talking about the second test, word association test or the WAT. So this time I completed 59 out of 60 words, and one word on which I was not able to make response was console. So I can say this time I performed better in WAT as compared to my previous attempt, because in my last attempt I completed 52 words. Although it does not matter that one should do maximum number of words for getting recommendation, because quality matters over quantity. But still, if a candidate leave large number of words blank, then it creates doubt in the mind of psychologist that why the particular candidate has left the word blank. So try to attempt the maximum number of words as possible as. Now I have listed out common words which were there, which many consider as difficult or negative words. For example, anger, lust, revenge, hate, suicide, etc. Now in WAT also I followed a very simple strategy. First and the foremost thing is listening to the instruction is very important, because at the start of test GTO mentioned that these are the test of your imagination. So do not create any obstacle to your imagination, because I have seen large number of candidates that try to copy responses of the recommended candidates or from the books to basically write the best responses, because it is not a sentence making test. It is basically a word association test, which you on a particular word you have to write your response. That is how you react to particular word. So I was just writing the natural response that was coming at that time. And the one mistake that I have avoided this time was assessment, because I have done this mistake in my previous attempts, and even many candidates try to do the mistake. For example, whenever we write any response, we try to assess it. Yeah, whether it is matching our personality or not, whether it is showing any OLQ or not. This is not good at all, because our job is only to perform, not to assess. Assessment is the job of assessors. So do not do this. Just write whatever is coming to your mind. And one more thing that I have followed in SSB throughout the whole process was I was just focusing on the present test. For example, when I was attempting TAT, I was just focusing on TAT. I was not thinking यार कि WAT में कैसे sentences आएंगे. Similarly, when I was doing WAT, I was not thinking कि what will be the SRT, what will be the GT topic in GTO, what will be the lecturate. So I was just focusing on the present test, and yes, this helped me a lot in SSB. So just try to focus on the present moment without assessing anything to give your best. So talking about SRT, situation reaction test, I completed 46 out of 60 words, and my responses were very short and practical. Short does not mean that I was compromising with the action required in the situation. I was writing with the help of commas. So I wrote quality responses. So again, in SRT, I follow a simple strategy. I was considering myself in that particular situation. For example, if this situation encounters me in real life, then what will I do? So this was the way I was giving my responses. Now, quality matters in SRT as compared to quantity. So it does not matter that how many responses one must do for recommendation, because it is the quality matters. Because the one candidate who got recommended with me in this batch, he just did 38 SRTs. Still he got recommended because quality matters. Now talking about the self description test, SD. So as we all are aware that we are required to write about 5 paragraphs. What our parents think about us, what our teacher think about us. If working, for example, I was working, I was required to write about what my employer think about me. Then what our friends think about us, and for working candidate, what our colleagues think about us. Then what you think about yourself, and finally what you want to change in your personality. So 15 minutes are given. So as I already practiced SD before coming to the SSB, and even night before the psych test, so I was able to complete SD within 10 minutes. So I can say my SD was good because I already prepared it in advance. So this was all about psych test, and after the completion of test, they told us to bring our document folders for the document verification, and this is for the second time that the document verification was going to be done. So the documents were verified by psychologist and GTO in the same hall where the psych test was conducted. And after the verification of documents, tester JCO came. He said there is going to be interview of the first chest number 1 to 12 on the same day itself, that is on the day 2 after the psych test. So he told everyone to be ready for the interview. After that, we went to our rooms, and chest number 1 to 4 they started getting ready for the interview. Actually, I was happy that my interview will be completed by day 2 itself, so that I can completely focus on GTO without thinking about personal interview questions. So by 4 p.m. I came to know that only the interviews till chest number 10 will be conducted, and the remaining, that is from 11, chest number 11 will be conducted on day 3. So it was finally, I can say, the night before the GTO. It was completely a free day after the psych test. Now in my previous attempts, what I used to do is I used to carry around 1 to 2 copies where I have written notes of various lecturate and GD topics. Now night before the GTO, I used to practice, revise those notes here, that if this topic will come, then let me revise this topic, let me revise. But let me tell you, this time, because it was my last attempt and I don't wanted to leave anything, so thereby I have prepared everything in advance, a week before going to the SSB, because I don't wanted to take any tension after getting into the selection center. So I was completely calm. This time I have carried only one diary, were small diary with pages of around 50 to 40 on which I have written my blank story and self description. And now, night before the GTO, like my previous SSBs, everyone was preparing. Most of the candidates, they were carrying bundle of notes, like they were preparing Kashmir issue, some were preparing Indo-US relations. So actually this creates a lot of tension. So I was completely calm, and in order to relax my mind, I was playing PUBG, because I don't wanted to indulge in such things. यार तुझे ये आता है कि नहीं, मुझे ये आता है कि नहीं, यार ये भी पढ़ लूँ वो भी पढ़ लूँ. So I just wanted to avoid these things. So in order to calm my mind, I was playing PUBG, and I played PUBG for around 1.5 hours. And by the time I slept, my mind was completely calm. I was not even feeling that I'm at selection center for selection. I was just saying कि दिन अच्छा था, रात भी अच्छी होगी और कल मजे से उठना है. So this was my thought process, basically to relax my mind. Now the CHM, he gave us instructions that you have to report at GTO ground by 6:40. So again I got up early in the morning around 4 a.m. Then I did meditation. So for all 5 days at SSB, I did meditation before any test because it relaxes our mind. We all are aware. Now let us discuss what happened at GTO. So we reported around 6:40 in the morning at GTO ground, and after 15 to 20 minutes GTO arrived. And as we were divided into 3 groups, the first group was of freshers, second and third was of repeaters. So my group was repeaters, and it was from chest number 8 to chest number 14, and my chest number was chest number 12. So at starting, GTO gave introduction about him and various tests which are going to take place for the next 2 days, and then he gave introduction about the first test, that is the group discussion. So as there are 2 GDs, in first GD there is choice where we have to choose one topic, and in second GD there is no choice, it is of GTO's choice. So let us see what was our first GD topic. So as in GD1 there is a choice. So GTO gave us 2 topics. First topic was what are the obstacles for India in becoming a superpower, and then there were 3 leads. Then the second topic was what has led to development since independence. Is it the economic policies, reservation, or anti-corruption measures? So GTO gave us 30 seconds to decide one topic. So after 30 seconds, out of 7, 5 voted for second topic and 2 voted for first topic. I voted for first topic because this superpower topic was the last topic which I prepared before going for the SSB. So I was very much confident about this superpower topic. So that is why I raised my hand for this. But later on GTO said as majority waivers. So he said main topic will be the second one, that is what has led to development since independence. So this topic was also easy because I have read about Indian economy also. So here I have picked up the first lead, that is the economic policies have led to development since independence. So I gave around 3 to 4 points in group discussion, and I think my group was very much cooperative. Everybody got the chance to give various points, and I can say I was satisfied with the performance because I was able to give point and everybody was listening. So it was a good discussion. Then after 15 minutes GTO said it was a very good discussion. Then it was the time for second GD. Now let us see what was the second GD topic, which is of GTO choice. So in the second topic there is no choice, and it is always a social topic. So it was why today's youth are not interested in sports. Is it because of social media, educational burden, or lack of infrastructure? Now in the first GD I was the third one to enter the GD, but in this topic I grabbed the opportunity. I was the first one to enter. I initiated the group discussion and I opted for the second option, that is for the educational burden. And at the end of the GD I can say I gave around 4 to 5 points with examples, and everyone was listening and I was also listening. So in GD basically it is not always about giving the point, it is also about listening to others because it is a group discussion, not a debate. So I can say my performance in GD was up to the mark because I was able to convince the group, I was able to put forward my point, and I was listening to others also. And overall I can say my group was cooperative, and there is minimal fish market. So let us move to the next task. So the next was GPE, that is the group planning exercise. So as we all are aware that in group planning exercise a story card is given in which there are number of problems, and we have to prioritize our problem and solve as a group. So my story was related to a group of college students who were going for interstate volleyball match. So talking about my performance, I can say I performed well in GPE also. I was able to give around 2 to 3 points. I remember the first point I gave was in the prioritization of the problem, which everyone agreed. Then 2 points I gave in the solution of the problem, solution of the problem 2 and 4. So talking about my individual plan, I can say my individual plan was very good because it was very well structured, and I have mentioned everything in individual plan. That is from the prioritization of the problem, followed by resources and solution, mentioning the proper time and distance. So mentioning of proper time and distance is very very important. So here I want to say one thing, that even if there is a fish market and group discussion, if you are making your individual plan very in a very structured manner, then there is no problem. So talking about group discussion of the GPE, so I can say there was little bit higher fish market as compared to the previous two GDs, because there were 2 to 3 candidates who didn't perform well in the first two GDs, so they were trying to contribute more in GPE. So although it was at the end we were able to arrive at common solution, and so finally the chess number 16 was chosen as the leader of the group, and he finally gave out the group plan. So the next was the PGT, that is the progressive group task, one of the most important tasks in the GTO series. So I can say this was my best performance in PGT throughout my SSB journey, that is throughout my 13 attempts. This time I gave more than 5 ideas. I was at the front with chess number 16. We both were giving ideas and helping the team to cross the obstacle. I still remember those days of my initial stages of my SSB journey, when I was going through SSB, and there was a time when I was not able to get even one idea. I was completely blank in PGT, but it was with the experience that I started learning what is actually required in the PGT. I used to worry a lot. I used to ask a lot of people, a lot of ex-assessors, a lot of recommended candidates, and my college seniors who went for SSB, like, sir, how to perform in PGT, how to get, actually my question was how to get ideas in PGT. So they used to say me, you need to be a team member, you must support your team, but I never got the clear concept of how to get ideas in GTO. This was always my doubt, but it was, like I said, with my experience I started learning about what are basically the structures, so what is actually need to be done to solve the obstacles. So I will make a separate video for all of you, because I still believe that there will be many candidates who are suffering from the same situation, like they are not getting any ideas, or might have faced this situation like they went completely blank. So I will make a separate video where I will explain in a very simple terms how to get ideas, and I can assure you that after watching that video you will definitely perform better in PGT, half group task and command task. And one more thing, that PGT is not only about giving ideas, but it is basically to help your team in crossing the obstacles. So if you are not getting any idea, then in this situation, what you must do is you should help the candidates who are giving ideas, help them in implementing the ideas, because the main thing is you must be a team member. So that is the main requisite of group task, that is you should perform as a group, you should win as a group. Now let us move to the next task. So the next was the group obstacle race, also known as snake race. It is basically a fun activity, and here I will not waste time in explaining how test is conducted, because majority of you are aware of it. So we were a total of 3 groups. I was in second group. GTO told us to decide the war cry. My group decided Jai Maa Kali. Then the test started. So GTO told that, well, let us see which group will comes first. So actually it is not about competition, but it is more about the team spirit. So at the end my group was second, and the group third, that is the repeaters group, they were first, and the first group, that is from the first to 7 candidates, they were at the third. So actually the problem which we faced is the obstacles were very slippery, but this is not a problem, because when you are with full of energy, you are leading your team, for then these things does not matter. Now let us move to the next task. So the next was the half group task, where the group was further subdivided into 2 on the basis of odd and even chess numbers, and it was a simple task. It was basically a medium level difficulty like the PGT stage 2. Here I gave 2 ideas, and I can say here chess number 10 and chess number 14, they gave very good ideas. When the group got stuck, they performed well, and we were able to complete within the time. So the next was the lecturate, which is the last task on GTO day 1. So this is my favorite task in SSB process. Every time when I got the opportunity to face the stage 2, I always performed well in lecturate, because I have designed my own strategy to prepare for lecturate. So I will discuss lecturate strategy in different video. So let us discuss my performance in this SSB. So in lecturate, like I have made total of group of around 20 to 20 topics, and these, like, it is not possible for us to prepare more than 400 topics of the lecturate. It is totally a waste. So I have designed from my experience a strategy, like I have already told you, in which I have mentioned around 20 to 22 topics, and every time before going to the SSB I just revise these 20 to 20 topics, and to my every time, to my luck, the topic is always from those 22 topics. So this time again BRICS was one of the topic in my 22 groups. So these were the 4 topics given to me in lecturate: BRICS, inflation, censorship and smartphone. When I saw the topic BRICS, आई वॉज वेरी वेरी हैप्पी एंड इवन आई वॉज फीलिंग यार कि 2 मिनट भी ज़्यादा लग रहे हैं मुझे प्रिपेयर के लिए कि जल्दी मैं जाके लेक्चर दे दूँ, बिकॉज आई वॉज aware of everything about bricks and I explained every, like not only about basics of the bricks, but I also gave the facts like what is the population of the bricks group, how much GDP they contribute. So I was very happy with my lecture. So like I already told you that this is not for the first time that I was happy with my performance in lecture. Every time whenever I got the opportunity for facing the stage 2, I performed well in lecture. So talking about my narration, I used to practice narration a lot and which helped me in lecturate also. So I was able to complete the topic which I chosen, that is the bricks, within 3 minutes, and I was satisfied with my performance. Now I have also noted down lecturate topic of other candidates. So these are the topics in front of you. So just stop the video, take screenshot and prepare these topics before your next SSB. So this is the end of GTO day 1 task, and after the completion of task we got a message that from chest number 11 to 14 they are having their interview and they need to report directly to the waiting room. So we reported directly in the GTO dress itself, and chest number 11 went for interview and his interview went for around 40 minutes. So after completion of his interview they told us to come after lunch, that is it was my interview was at 2 p.m. So thereafter I had my lunch and I changed into formals and I gave my interview, and I will discuss my personal interview at the end. Let us first complete the GTO series. So on the day 4 of SSB, that is the GTO day 2, a reporting time was 7 a.m. in the GTO ground, and 3 main tasks were remaining in the GTO series: the individual obstacles, the command task, and final group task. So the first was individual obstacles. So in individual obstacles, those who have experience of stage 2, they know that after reaching at the top of commando walk, we have to loudly say commando. But here funny thing happened. Our GTO said after reaching at the top of commando walk, you have to say the name of your favorite actress. So I was able to complete 11 obstacles. I repeated one, the screen jump twice, and the chest number 13 was very fit. He completed 17 obstacles. That is, after completing the 10 obstacles, he repeated 7 within 3 minutes. So he was very, very fit. Actually, doing more number of obstacles does not mean that you will get recommended or you will not get recommended. It is basically the more number of obstacles will you do, the more marks you will fetch in the final merit. Chest number 16 who got recommended along with me, he just did 7 obstacles. So it does not matter for in case of your recommendation. Then the most important task, command task, which decides your recommendation from GTS point of view. So here again I will not waste your time in explaining the conduct of command task. I will make a separate detailed video about command task. So GTO was calling out chest numbers randomly. I was the third one to be called. So firstly there was an informal talk with GTO where GTO asked me about my present life, where I am working, how I got the job. Then he asked me how many times I got screened out and conference out, and how many times I have appeared SSB at Allahabad. Then the final question he asked me about my father, that what my father is doing these days after retiring. And one more question he asked was, okay, your father is from the artillery, so you are planning to join the artillery? I said, no sir, I am not planning to join the artillery. So these were the questions which GTO asked. So now after that he took me to the task. So it was basically a circular task. So then I called my subordinates, chest number 13 and chest number 16. So then GTO explained me the situation like, commander, you stuck in an island, that is I was inside the circular area. So he told me with the help of your team members and materials provided, you need to get out of this circular task. And the situation was like, the commander is stuck in an island and there are crocodiles all around if you step out from this area, and you need to get out. So there were 3 ways to come out of the island. Firstly, I decided to go the structure which was in front of me, and it was a very simple idea. There was a groove in the pole and I just told my subordinate to just put the pole, and it was a cantilever. So the idea worked. Then the GTO told me, okay, this structure is broken, what will you do? Then from the second side also there was again 2 structures were there, we just need to place the plank, but it was basically a bench structure. So I was thinking on making a stopper so that I can because the support was already there, so I started thinking about how to make a stopper. So the rope was available to us. So with the help of rope we were able to make the cantilever and I was able to come out. So then the GTO told me that now you are not having any rope, and along with it he gave me the circular ring. It was basically an iron circular ring, and on the third structure he told me, now you got only one structure to come out. And actually firstly I started observing the structure, I was not getting the idea. Then GTO gave me the hint. GTO told me, observe the structure very carefully. So Again, I was not getting the idea, but then I analyzed it properly, and there was a cutting on the structure where the ring got stuck. So with the help of that, I was able to place the plank and I will get out of the idea. So at the end, GTO said, Commander, it was a very good task and you completed it within time. And yes, when I was doing the task, Commander was saying, you are running out of time, you are left with 2 minutes, do it fast, do it fast. Actually, he was putting pressure. So I can say I was able to perform good in command task. So the last task of the GTO series, the final group task, I can say throughout my SSB experience, this task is just a formality, because the group was able to complete this task with less than 5 minutes, and it is very easy. And after completing this task, GTO said, when you work as a team, you can come across any obstacle. So this is the end of GTO task. Now let us move to the last portion of my SSB experience, that is the personal interview. Actually, the personal interview of a repeater candidate is in different pattern as compared to the screened out and fresher candidates, because repeater is already aware of the pattern in which questions are asked. So thereby the interview officer try to change the pattern. The questions can be asked from anything and anywhere, as compared to the fresh and screened out, where generally at the starting basic questions are asked, like from where are you coming, by which train you are coming, etc. But before starting my personal interview experience, let me tell you one more thing, that what actually motivated me to join the armed forces. Because for joining the armed forces, different level of motivation is required, and we all are here to join armed forces for our passion and for serving our country, not for the job. So the biggest thing that motivated me to join the armed forces is my family background. I came from a full-fledged family background. My forefathers, that is my father's grandfather and his cousin, they served in the British Indian Army in Punjab Regiment. Then my grandfather joined Indian Army in 1958, and he was in the Army Supply Corps, and he actively participated in all the operations: 1962 Indo-China, then 1965 and 71 Pakistan operations. Then in 1974 he was in Congo, Africa for UN peacekeeping missions. Then my father joined army in 1986 and he retired from artillery, and my two uncles, one retired from EME and one from engineer. And because of my family background, my education is from different army schools across the country, and I have been through 4 army schools: Army School Janglot, which is in Kathua, Jammu and Kashmir, then Army School Devlali, Maharashtra, Army School Jalandhar Kent, and Army School Firozpur Kent, Punjab. And thereafter 3 years of service in NCC during college days. So this was enough for me to join the armed forces. Now let us start with the personal interview. Talking about my personal interview, it was on day 3 of SSB, that is on GTO day 1, and it was taken by Deputy President of 19 SSB. He was Colonel from Para, and my interview went for around 1.5 hours, because it started at 2 p.m. and when I came outside, the time was around 3:35 p.m. So talking about my personal interview, most of the questions were related to my personal life. No GK questions were asked. Only questions related to the recent Indo-China stand-up was asked, which I will discuss later in the video. So as I already mentioned, that pattern of a repeater candidate is different as compared to screened out and fresher candidate. So the first basic questions were related, it was related to my that day. For example, he asked me, tell me what you did right from the morning, what were your different tests, what was your lecture topic. Actually, these are the questions to make the candidate comfortable. So I gave the answer like, sir, there were today it was a GTO day, and there were different tests. Like first was the group discussion where 2 topics were given. So he asked me what were the 2 topics, though he didn't ask anything about the topic. Then he said, okay, what was the next task? Then finally he said, what was your lecture topic? I said, sir, it was he asked me which was your lecture topic. Then I mentioned, sir, it was BRICS. So he said, what is the full form of BRICS? Then I gave answer. He said, why you opted for this topic and what were your other topics? So these were the basic questions. So then he asked me questions related to my job. It was actually a rapid fire. So he asked me where I'm currently working, what is my position, and what are my responsibilities at my job, how I got this job. So these questions were in sequence. So I was actually listening attentively, and I gave all the answers in a proper sequence. Then questions on which he was asking me cross questions was how I spend my salary, where I'm spending my salary, and whether I'm utilizing it in a effective manner or not. So when he said, tell me the average salary which you are saving every month. So these were basically the questions. And he also asked me that are you monetarily helping your family or not. Then he asked me about what are the different difficulties you face at job. So my answer was like, sir, actually I don't call it as difficulty, but I call it as challenges. So then I mentioned different challenges which I faced at my job. Then again he asked, in order to justify, he was asking the cross questions. Then 2-3 questions were related to my relations with my colleagues, who all are they, how we all spend time together, how we help each other. Then the question on which he was putting lot of pressure was why I'm not doing job in my field. That is, I'm from mechanical branch, but I'm not doing job in mechanical field. So he was actually putting lot of pressure here. Why your mechanical engineering knowledge is a complete waste? Why you did mechanical engineering when you don't wanted to win the mechanical field? To the best of my capability, I gave the answer, but I feel he was not satisfied. Then he said, uh, tell me, where are you going to utilize your mechanical knowledge in your life? So then I mentioned, sir, I can utilize my mechanical knowledge after joining the armed forces also, because there are various fields where the technical knowledge is required. For example, I mentioned in EME, Core of Electronics and Mechanical Engineers, where I will utilize my knowledge. So then he asked me, which is your favorite subject? I mentioned, sir, it is automobile engineering. So from this, the technical questions started. So he said, tell what is supercharger, where it is used, and what is the difference between super and turbocharger. Then he asked me which is more efficient and why diesel engines have turbocharger, not the petrol engines. So this was the questions, and I was able to answer. Then he asked me, recently on the 1st of April this year, we have introduced the B6 engines. So tell me the difference between BS4 and B6 norms, and why we have moved from BS4 to BS6, and why we have skipped BS5. So I already studied this, I was able to answer. Then next question was, what is a hybrid vehicle? Give me the examples. Then I gave this answer because I have faced these questions earlier also. So then the very common question which is always asked to a mechanical engineering candidate is a difference between petrol and diesel engine. So this was easy, I was able to answer. Then he asked me about brakes, which brakes are used in heavy vehicles and why. Then he asked me 2-3 questions related to my bike, like which bike I have and what is the mileage of the bike, what is the engine capacity, what are my monthly petrol expenses. So these were the technical questions, and these went for around 20 minutes. Then the next set of questions were related to my family, like how many members are there in my family, what they all are doing. Then the next question was how I spend time with my family. Like I'm working, I got very less time to spend with my family, and whenever I have, so how I spend time. So I gave answer accordingly, because I already prepared these in advance when I did detailed PQ analysis before coming for my SSB interview. Then the other questions like how I help my family member, what they advise you to improve. Then tell me the 2 things which you didn't like in your mother. So this was basically the question on which he asked to many candidates. For example, to one of the candidates, he asked me, tell me the 2 things which you didn't like in your father and 2 things which you didn't like in your mother. So this was asked to me. So one thing which you have not shared with your family. So this was basically the question. So I mentioned, sir, there are certain things which we cannot share with our family, which we share with our friends. But here I gave answer very smartly. I said, sir, I have started a YouTube channel related to SSB, this about this gentleman cadet. So far I have not shared with my family. Nobody in my family know that I am running this channel. So this was basically my answer. So then the next questions were related to my father's regiment. Then he asked me from which regiment your father has retired. So I mentioned artillery. Then he asked questions related to what is the role of artillery, in which unit your father has served. Then I mentioned that it is SATA battery. Then he asked me the full form of SATA. Then he asked me about the equipments used by SATA, which I mentioned, for example, the various radars and UAVs. Then he asked me the full form of radar. And the last question which he asked me was, what are the different places where father has served? So this was related to my father's regiment. Then the next set of questions were related to my friends. This was again a rapid fire. He asked me how many friends I have. Out of these, how many are close friends, who is my best friend, and what they all are doing. Then he asked me how we used to spend time together during school and college days. Then he asked me how often you talk, what was the last time you met, and how often you talk monthly. Then what your friends like the most in you. So when he asked me these questions, I mentioned, sir, they like my helping nature. They say I'm always ready to help them whenever I can. So he asked me cross question, tell me the 5 situations where you have helped your friend. So I was able to give this answer. In SSB interview, you have to justify your answer. Whatever you are saying, you have to justify with the help of your example. Because when you justify with the help of your example, it clearly shows that you are not lying. So this was related to friends' life. Then the next set of questions were from NCC. Questions like certificate obtained, like I'm a C certificate holder with A grade. Then he asked me how many camps I have attended and where I have attended. Then the next set of questions were related to my daily routine, especially on weekends. Then he asked me what I did in lockdown. Here I remember one question he asked me on which he was putting a lot of pressure was like, during lockdown I was at home and I was not earning anything. So he asked me, as you are not earning anything, how you were able to meet your personal expenses. So this was the question. So I answered accordingly. Then the next set of questions were related to the recent standoff. This question is asked to every candidate, every 21 candidates. This question was asked. Tell me the recent Indo-China standoff. So as I have studied this topic in so much detail, I was able to answer everything. So he was even checking the basic knowledge, like why the line between India and China is called LAC, whereas on the other side it is called LOC. So what is the basic difference? Then he asked me what is the basic dispute in Galwan Valley and why there is a issue going on in the Pangyong Lake. So that was the basic questions. So I have already made a detailed video on Indo-China relations, and if you want to see, you can click on the I button. So talking about hobbies and interest, so as I mentioned in my hobbies and interest, making videos and video editing, so thereby he asked me questions like what types of video I make and from when I'm started making videos. So I gave my answer accordingly, like sir, I started making videos with my cousin and I'm making videos since 2010, and I make different types of videos. Like initially I started making videos like funny Punjabi short videos, then sure traveling vlogs. Then we have together we have made 3 to 4 Punjabi movies, like stories written by us also. Then even editing is done by me. Then he asked me what are the tell me the name of 3 to 4 short movies which you have made. Then I mentioned, sir, one of my uncle, he's a producer for short Punjabi telefilms, and because of him I also got an opportunity to act in 3 to 4 Punjabi telefilms. So he asked me the name of that Punjabi movies and what was their theme. So I gave an answer accordingly. Then he asked me what is your future plan, which kind of video you are going to make in the coming year. So thereby I gave answer accordingly. And yes, I remember one more question when he asked me about where do I spend my salary. So I have also mentioned I spend salary on my personal use and save money for buying the things which I need, for example camera accessories. Then the next was why I was not selected in last 12 attempts. So here I will not give answer of this question. I will make a separate video and where I will cover my approach during the previous SSBs, what mistakes I did, why I was not selected. So I will cover everything. Then the next question was which arm or service I want to join. So this question is generally asked to check the motivation level of the candidate. So when this question was asked to me, I gave answer like, sir, I have decided 3 choices. First is I want to join Armored Corps. Then second is I want to be part of mechanized infantry, and third is EME. So he asked me why I want to join the Armored Corps. Then I mentioned various reasons, like I mentioned, sir, I like tanks very much and I want to bring diversification in my family, as no one in my family is from the Armored Corps, and therefore I want to be the tanks. So the next question was, he said, okay, tell me what is a tank. Then I gave answer. Then he said, what are the different tanks held with the Indian Army, and what is the role of Armored Corps, and where is the regimental center of Armored Corps. Then he asked me what is the range of Arjun tank and T90 tank. Then the last question related to tanks was which is the best tank out of T72, T90 and Arjun tank. And finally the last question was about my second career option, that what if not the armed forces. So at the end I can say no questions from sports, GK or extracurricular activities were asked. Like I told you at the starting that I have also noted down questions asked to other candidates. So let us see the questions that were asked to other candidates. These are the basic questions that were asked. So the first 2 questions were generally asked to freshers. What are the arms and services of the Indian Army? How many commands are there and location? Then very common question was what is the difference between infantry and mechanized infantry? Then another question which were asked to 3 to 4 candidates was what is SFF, that is the Special Frontier Force, because it was in the news in the recent days. Then most of the candidates, like I told you earlier, also was asked about the recent Indo-China standoff, and 2-3 candidates were asked about India-Pakistan relations. I remember chest number 16 who got recommended also. So he was also asked about Indo-Pakistan relations, and chest number 13 he was very motivated to join the para, and as I already told you that he did 17 obstacles in individual obstacle task. So when he was asked which regiment you want to join, he said, sir, I want to join para. So he was asked about what is the difference between para and para SF, and some candidates were asked about GK questions like what is the capital of Syria, Mongolia and Lebanon. So friends, these are the questions that were asked to other candidates, and very soon I will be making videos on these questions, like the difference between para and para SF, difference between infantry and mechanized infantry, and India-Pakistan relations. So this was all about the personal interview. Now let us move to the day 5, that is the day of conference. So the conference started at 9 AM. Here again I will not waste your time in explaining the procedure of conference. So in my batch the conference started in a reverse order, that is the chest number 21 was the first one to be called. Then talking about my conference, I waited for around 2 to 3 minutes before my turn. Then the first question which was asked by my interviewing officer in the conference, it was why you want to join non-technical arm through technical entry. So thereby I gave my answer accordingly. And then they asked me about rate my performance according to you, which is your best task, and according to you which is the task in which you could have performed better. And the last question was what you did different this time as compared to the previous attempts, and finally the basic questions: how was your stay and how was the food. So my conference went for around 6 to 7 minutes, and after that we were told to have our lunch, and we waited for results for 2 to 3 hours. So finally around 12:30 it was the result. So firstly there was a motivational talk by Colonel sir, and where he was explaining about the requirement of the defense forces, that is the different OLQs, and the motivational talk that which you all are aware, like side by citing the examples of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan. Then after 15 minutes lady officer came. She was in the rank of major. She came with the results, and without wasting any time she said 2 got recommended, chest number 12 and chest number 16. And then she said, okay, that's it, and best of luck for your SSB and come again for those who are not selected. And I can say chest number 21 was also very good. He was also deserving, but he missed it by some degree, and I'm pretty sure that in next attempt he will make it. So this was about the result, that is 2 got recommended out of 21. Now let us see what happens after getting recommended. So after getting recommendation, new chest number, that is the plus chest numbers, were allotted, and which is the team of every defense aspirant. Let me tell you one more thing about medical chest numbers. So these medical chest numbers are not in sequence like the chest numbers of stage 1 and stage 2. So these are generally in random order. And even when we fill forms for the medical, we have to mention the chest number of stage 2, not the chest number of medicals. So there were then again there was the documentation, documentation, that is the verification of documents. A technical officer came, he verified our documents, and then followed by the form filling. Now after getting recommendation, we have to fill lot of forms. The forms like the basic medical history of the family. Then there was new rooms allotment. We were moved to new rooms. Finally, the detailing of the next 5 to 7, that is the medical procedure, was given to us, and our medical got completed in just 6 days. So here I will not discuss about medical because I have already made 3 videos related to SSB medical. Just go to my channel and check the playlist SSB medical, and from that I have also made the medical of a recommended candidate. You can watch that video. So friends, this was all about my SSB experience, and I have tried my best to explain in a better way so that it can benefit you. Now I have mentioned in the starting video that there is going to be 3 parts of my SSB experience. Now 2 parts are completed. So finally, very soon, the third part is coming, that you can see in front of you, why I was not selected in first 12 attempts. This video is again going to be very important for you. In this, I'm going to cover up my approach in the SSBs when I got rejected, and my approach in this SSB, and my failures in life, my reasons of rejection, why I got rejected 12 times. So I will explain. So wait for this video, and along with it, I will also be coming up very important videos. You can see the topics like PPTT pictures in my all 13 attempts. And then I was not selected, then my lecturate strategy video, then how to get ideas in PGT, HGT and command type. So in short, I can say in the coming up days, a very high quality content is coming. So just stay tuned, keep learning and keep supporting. So till then, watch this video twice for better understanding. So till then, best of luck for your SSB and God bless you. Thank you.